tuning in on this special Wednesday. Yes, when I say special, I mean special. Let's get some more people to tune in real quick. Let's see.
Let's get
see
some more special people
let's
to
get
tune
some
in.
more
Let's
special
see
people
who we
to
got.
tune
Who we
in.
got?
Let me start. Let me share.
Let's
see who I can
share.
this
Feel
to.
special.
Let me copy the link to.
Yep, I'll copy the link as well. Let me see. Let me see.
Okay, so thank you for tuning in on this special Wednesday.
I was about to say special Saturday. See, that's why I need you.
Woman to woman.
And today, because we try and do two things at once,
we are going to be discussing stop being a victim. Are you a survivor or are you a victim? So please join in. Come on, join in. Share with us your thoughts, your stories. Even maybe you may have stories or experiences that you were feeling like you were the victim, and you probably have been a victim. You know, this is not saying that no one's a victim. You know, you have your own definition of what a victim is, and that'll mean that
it's a bad thing to
be a victim. It's a bad thing. It's not, but that you cannot keep blaming other people on your actions.
You want to scoot over? It kind of look like you slide now.
You can't keep blaming people. Now I'm too close. You can't keep blaming people.
Why scoot over?
Oh, you good. You can't keep blaming people on your other on your actions.
Or for your actions.
Yeah, for your actions. And it, like I said, even in the post, we even sometimes blame people, and they not even in our lives. Oh, they did no harm to us. And I'm saying this, and this could be minor, but this is where sometimes we are blaming people. I was on the way to work this morning, pretty much every morning, and I'm driving to work, and I'm blowing the horn, woo, 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 get out the way. I'm, trying to make it on work on time. Punching late, what? 3-4 minutes late.
Oh,
and
no!
What'd you say? No, what'd you say to yourself?
If it wasn't for that,
if it wasn't for that slow driver, if it wasn't for that car accident, if it wasn't for that, But then you gotta think: was it really for the car accident, or was it that slow driver, or did you
just leave out late?
Yes. Yeah. Or did you not get out of bed on time? You know what I'm saying? Did you stop? Did you keep hitting that snooze button and saying, "I'm gonna get to work. I'm gonna get to work." So now you like me. Riding to work, and let me tell y'all, this is what I do when I ride to work sometimes. I'm riding on the shoulder. No, for real, I'm riding on the shoulder. I'm doing illegal driving because I'm trying to get to work on time.
And that's because you ain't get out the bed?
Because I'm just keep hitting the clock, keep hitting the clock.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, you know what? If I get a ticket, I can't blame nobody. I cannot, if I get a ticket, if I get pulled over because now I want to ride on the shoulder because I want to fight around this traffic. I want to make sure I get on work on time. Yep. If I get pulled over, I'm now making myself even more later at work. Now I got to text my supervisor and say, hey, I'm running late. And then now I got to pay a ticket.
Yeah.
Because you don't always get, once in a while, you might get that cop that say, okay, I'm going to let you go. You know, you.
But they still got to run your stuff, and they still want to talk your life away. And you sitting there looking like, okay, if you're going to let me go, just let me go. If not, just write this ticket because I'm going to be super late if I sit here and engage in this conversation. But if you don't, you probably get a ticket.
Right. So tonight we are talking about
being the victim.
Yes, being a victim and stop blaming others for your actions.
Yep.
Your actions.
Yep. Stop blaming others for your reactions as well.
Right.
Because, but you know, the thing is, us as humans, you know, people do something to us, we feel offended, we feel affected, and we got to automatically do something back. Or we got to automatically say something back. And then we're like, well, you feel bad about what you said, but what do you say? They made me say it. If they wouldn't have did this, I wouldn't have had to say this. So that's kind of your way of justifying what you said. But we all know as adults, and we try, well, I don't know. I try to teach my kid this. You are responsible for your own action and reaction.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. But if you hit me and I stab you, you know what I'm saying? It
Mm-hmm.
depends. You know, it's a situation. It's like, did you go too far? And is your response, well, if they would have never hit me, I wouldn't have had to stab them. You know,
Right.
like how far is too far when you're being the victim? You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people do that. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Dee Dee, thank you so much. What's up, Ray? Miss Ford, thanks for tuning in. Um, it's just so many different ways that being a victim doesn't mean you have to stay there. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to live in that moment. You don't have to keep reliving it. You don't have to form your life around it. Now, what I do like now is that people are talking about their situations more.
Right.
And I'm hoping they are talking about it to come out of it and to heal from it. But there are also people who are talking about it and sharing their experience to continue to get the sympathy from it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So it becomes a thing of where that's a crutch. That's your excuse for reacting or for acting a certain way because you're a victim of this, which now you've told everybody your story. So now it's created something like a sympathy boat or sympathy bed for you to lay in, and everybody just, you know, drop flowers at your feet.
Right.
Because now they
Right.
feel bad about what you've gone through.
Right.
You
And
know?
right. And to me, if you telling your story or you sharing your experiences because you want somebody to feel sorry for you, then you're still being a victim.
Yeah.
You know, sharing your experiences or what you go through or just trying to help. And your thing is, I don't care what you can share it with one person. Don't nobody say you got to sit in front of the world or go to conferences or share it with 10, 15 people to get your point across or what you feel like. No, you don't have to do that. If you want to talk to one person or just share what you've been through with one person to make them
exactly
know that they can make it through, that's fine. You know you did your part. But if you're doing it to make somebody feel sorry for you or what you can get from out of that, you know what I'm saying? Trying to what's the word? Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue. It's gonna come to me. But what you can get out of it, you know what I'm saying, to use the person or
right.
You know what you could benefit from it. So let me share my sympathy story. Then you know you're really not gonna get far. So I know I ain't gonna say we all. Let me take that back. I'm not gonna say because everybody's different, but majority, maybe half, some of us played victim role, and I know I have.
But you know, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's Sometimes you are a victim of a circumstance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You are a victim of a circumstance, but it's okay to acknowledge it. But at some point, you have to take control of your life. You know, not everything is always easy to get over. We're not saying like, okay, yeah, if you get robbed tomorrow, go into your car in the dark, get over it, and make sure you go outside tomorrow in the dark. It may be a fear or something you're trying to conquer to get over, you know, your experience, but just always, in my opinion, it's important to try to push forward, try to push through it. And one thing I was thinking about too, did you want to read the comments?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keisha said misery loves company. Yes, it does.
Absolutely.
So if you get two people that's both, you know, trying to be the victim, that's definitely not going to work.
Lord.
No, that's definitely not going to work.
Who's got the worst victim story?
But it's like, and I'm about to say, is one victim story better than the other? Because everybody's different. Everybody
He's trying to one up you.
Everybody go through their own life experiences of what they feel like they were, you know, victimized. Or they can't get past this moment. And again, like Jazz stated earlier, I mean, I'm not knocking nobody who, you know, just been through something like tragic moments. But your tragic moment may be bigger, or you may feel it's bigger than the next person. So you could have been, you know, witnessed a murder. You could have been, you know, molested. You could have been raped or something like that. I'm not saying that that's not a moment that you should be a, you know, victim, because you couldn't fight that person off.
Right.
But it's one of those, like, if that is putting a burden on your life and you're not finding happiness and you want to escape it, that's the thing. You want to escape it because some people want to stay in that moment in their life. They want to always be the victim. They always want people to feel sorry for them, and they always want to feel sorry for themselves. But if you want to escape it, it's ways to do that.
I agree.
And it's not always just talking to the next person that been through it, or your friends, your family. Sometimes you got to seek help. But that's if you want to escape that feeling.
Yeah, if you want to outgrow it. And a lot of times people share, like I said, people share their stories with the
Right.
with the world to help them know that they can overcome as well, because they're seeking healing. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
sometimes you got to think about a lot of these speakers as they're speaking to you, they're constantly, it's a self-growth thing, it's a self-healing thing. A lot of people don't realize, I know when I'm speaking to people or I'm even sharing my story, a lot of times I realize the healing is already within me.
Yes.
It's already within me, and I verbalize it and it comes out and I'm like, oh my gosh.
As you talking, right?
I already had it.
As you talking
Yes.
sometimes it's in your mind like, oh my goodness, this is like happening. This is my reality. Like this is what helped me get through this process as you sharing with that person.
Yeah. Yeah, but a lot of people are afraid of being judged. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's another
Right.
thing. Being judged, being
Yes.
talked about behind your back because you've had this horrible experience, or you went through this, or you went through it more than once, because it takes some of us more than once, and we bump our head a lot of times, like run into a brick wall over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully each time you do it, you learn a new lesson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But what about if you're not the victim? If you did something to a person and now they're the victim. And I say that when you just said you're looking at yourself like, oh my goodness, I'm a victim. Because sometimes we do things to people too that they say that now they are the victim.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we do things to people too. And it's like, okay, I'm the victim, but now I'm making this person the victim because I'm putting what I went through on them. And they trying to back down like, oh. Like I said, I know I played that victim role plenty of times. And I'm not saying again that don't mean that I've been a victim, but I know the part that I played to use. And my main thing for me is the verbal abusive, and I'm telling you, that's always going to be something that I have to work on, and even just still acknowledge, because I know that's something that I battle with. You know what I'm saying? Because you know your triggers. Because now when your triggers spark, now you want to play the victim. I done came at you. Rah, rah, rah. Now you come back at me. Now I'm trying to be the victim. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard of that before.
So throughout this whole process, throughout this just me, you're gonna constantly hear about the verbal abusive part of me and the talking. And it's not like as a child that I grew up with that. That's the thing. That came on the stage of when I left home and got married, and I
started to endure.
Yes,
things.
And I swear I'm not blaming my ex-husband, or when I left home, what I went through, even with my daughter's father when we got together at 15 and everything, because we had some battles, because it starts somewhere.
Yeah.
But when you go through each situation with your, relationships with friends and everything, it carries on. So at some point, you got to be like, where's this going to stop? Where do I do not want to do this no more? But it doesn't mean that it can't come back. It's just a matter of trying your best to control it. Because you cannot be as somebody trying to, be out there trying to whip somebody's ass, or do what you do, and then when they come back at you, you now want to play the victim role. Like, where'd that come from?
Oh, I cannot believe you responded to what I put out there.
Right.
But again, that's you knowing you have to be in control of your response. Because guess what? You can come for me. And I choose the way I respond to that. If I ignore it, if I engage it, or if I can diffuse it. You know what I'm saying? I have that choice to where I don't have to play the victim nor the victim giver person. What do you call it? The person that's doing the crime, or you know what I'm saying, being the offensive person. We do have a couple more comments. Dee Dee said, we all need to start talking to, oh, wait a minute. He said, we need to start talking. Basically, we need to start talking more honestly. And that's, and sometimes that is the problem. When you're talking honestly, we get tied up in our feelings, right? So your honesty may be offensive. So I guess because everybody in America is sensitive right now. So I guess the thing that what happens is when you talk in reality and when you keeping it real, there's a way to keep it real without being offensive. But a lot of people feel they can't keep it real and be non-offensive because what they're addressing may be offensive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you may be keeping it real with me and you may be talking open and honest, but how I receive what you're saying to me, I could easily be the victim, like, oh my God, you attacked me. You know what I'm saying? Now this is my response to your attack. Or I'm going to shut down and not respond at all, because if I respond, it's really going to be offensive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I agree with we need to talk more real with each other, but I also think in real talk, we have to figure out a way to say it that's less offensive, or stop being so damn sensitive. I don't know. One of the two things are going to have to happen because the message ain't going to be received right.
Right. But Javi said, right, we always have our demons. We just just have to learn how to keep them at bay. And you're right, Javi. But like I said, when it comes to being a victim, I mean, everybody, it's like people can have their own, because you ain't been through this. Like I stated earlier, people that have been molested, people that have been raped, people that probably witnessed murders in front of them, people who have, their kids killed. You know what I'm saying? People that lost parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all at some point experience something.
Dramatic situations.
Yes, there you go. Dramatic situations in our lives where we can blame someone the reason why we act the way that we did. But how long are you going to do that?
And then how long are you going to play that role? Because guess what? Let's take another term. Relationships. Like Tamara said, you meet a man or woman and I don't know why this happens, but somehow you end up talking about the last relationship, right? So now you're talking about, it could be your baby daddy, how he dogged you out, or your baby mom, how she won't let you spend time with the kids because things didn't work out. Oh my gosh, that whole scenario that kind of puts you in a position like, oh, well, I got her sympathy. Now I have his or her attention. You know what I'm saying? So that victim role is comfortable to you now because you're getting what you want out of it. So that's another thing we have to stop doing, is stop using other people as our crutch to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, to embrace, like Javi said, some people like the sympathy life. You know what I'm saying? Some people rest in that. And that's not being honest, because when you start your relationship or whoever you're dealing with, if you start it like that, then it's going to end like that. Because when your relationship ends, guess what? They're going to tell the next person that same sob story about you. Oh, well, it didn't work out and my third baby mama won't let me see my kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or, third baby daddy, he used to cuss me out all the time. Like, and then so did my last boyfriend. Like, it's always, it's a pattern with people that seek, sympathy.
Keisha said, if you can't dish it out, be ready to take it full on. Yeah. And you're right, Keish. And you are 100% right. And like I said, sometimes you can dish it out and you could be like, oh, holding that pride in, or, oh, you feel you got the last word, or, You feel like you said what you needed to say. But then when that person come back at you, like I said, be like, oh, you hurt my feelings. Oh, you called me out of my name. Or what? You don't respect me. But did you realize what you just said to that person? But you now want to play the victim.
You've been saying things to the person. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we all choose how we act and react to people that say or do things that we don't like. And you've been being a bigger person. Mm-hmm. You've been being a bigger person, not responding or trying to diffuse the situation or handle it a different way. And it always comes a time where the shit get old. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Right. And you on your last button and you like, hold up, but I think you're taking advantage of the fact that I'm not saying anything, and I think you really have me confused.
Right. Or like it could go back so many ways or so many stories. As a child, my mother was on drugs, my mother was never home. I was in a home with a single parent. Or,
yeah.
And again, it's not to say you don't have sympathy or feel sorry for someone else's story or what they've been through, but I can't even say if you this age. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it because it's not an age limit. It's really not. It's not. It's a mental thing. So I'm not even going to say it because you have 21-year-olds, you have 25-year-olds that I know that don't live by that. And I'm saying that because it even with my daughter, if my daughter walked around like, oh, her biological dad wasn't in her life, or this what she experienced that she went through with me, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And her stepdad went through. If she at 21 years old walked around with that victim feeling, she would not be where she would be at 21 years old.
And you know what, when Keisha
that
said,
plays a part.
It do. And when Keisha said, if you can dish it out, be ready to take it. The thing is, a lot of victims are good at dishing out. Mm-hmm. A lot of people that are stuck in that victim mentality. A lot of people that are angry that they're stuck there, but they don't seek ways to get out. They're good at dishing things out. I believe that's why it's harder for them to take it. Mm-hmm. Because they're so used to being a victim.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they are comfortable in that position, so they can dish out whatever they feeling, the negativity that they're feeling, because they're used to everybody treating them like a victim. But they don't know how to receive it because it's like, I'm supposed to be the victim here. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't steal my victim thunder.
Right. Like Stella said, at some point, that shit gets old. And it does.
I just said
and
that,
it does.
You're absolutely
and
right.
it does. And you know what, Stella? When you walk away from the person that's feel like they the victim, you know what? You are not loyal. Or you're not a good friend. Or you're not there for them. Yeah. Or you don't care about them no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now it's trying to makes you feel bad. But it's like you said, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Enough is enough.
Javi says some people look at standoffish or what's the other word she used? I was trying to memorize it. Standoffish or kindness as a weakness. And you know what? A lot of people do, but that's where that overflow comes in. When you get tired, either you stop dealing with that person or you do have to end up, pulling up on that person. You got to let them know, like, listen, please don't mistake the fact that I'm not responding to you as, me being weak. Just understand that I'm not where you are.
Right.
And I've had to do that. I'm not where you are with the anger that you harbor. So it's not that I'm ignoring you and it's not that I'm being weak. It's just that I don't have a response for you. I'm out of responding. Right. I don't know what else you want me to do. You know what I'm saying? And I've had to say that to people like, listen, I've cussed, I've fussed, I've ignored. Mm-hmm. I'm just pretty much out of options at this point. Right. If that's where you choose to be, you can be there, but don't expect me to be there with you.
Right.
You know? And when you let a person know they are alone and wallow in their own self-pity, it kind of makes them feel bad. Like, well, dang, now I don't got nobody to... I'm not getting no feedback from the person that I'm expecting to get this, the pity from. So now what do? Either you carry that shit on to someone else, or you straighten up and you
Right.
know what I'm saying, you realize like, well, maybe I do be going hard for no reason, maybe I do need to fall back, you know what I'm saying. So that's something too that you said. It's like, don't change your reaction and don't change who you are to appease someone else's victim feeling of victimization. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a victim of a victim.
Oh, that's a good way to
I'm
put
deep,
it.
son.
That's a good way to put it.
Don't be a victim of a victim. And that's the
Keisha
only thing you
said,
can
no,
do.
your burden is just not my heavy load anymore. Period. Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
Take that.
And that is exactly what it is. So we're gonna take a break, like a 3-minute break. Stay tuned, come back because we have a special announcement. Trust me, when I tell you it's special, it is definitely special. So give us like a 2-3 minute break and come on back. Thank you, ladies and gents. Hey, okay, we back. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you
Sorry
for
for the
taking a
abrupt
little break.
disappearance.
Hopefully, y'all did not leave us. We have the same viewers and maybe some newers.
Yes.
So we have a few comments. I left off with Keisha saying, "No, your burden is just not my heavy load anymore," and that is so true. At some point, you just gotta be like, can't do it no more. Can't do it no more." Um, Zanea said, makes sense. Javi said, I know someone who plays the victim all the time to a point where I don't address her issues anymore. Right. So sometimes you got to. You got to just be like, I can't do it no more. I cannot do it no more. But that don't.
It don't mean you don't love them.
Yes, it don't mean you don't love them. That don't mean that, if it's a desperate time of need. I don't know what you may consider desperate, for this person, that you would be there, but that don't mean you can't love them from afar. And that is one of the things that we said in the book. And this is actually one of our topics in the book. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you can love someone. Honestly, you can literally love someone, care about them. You could think about them every day and just be like, you wish the well for them, wish the best, pray. But does that mean you have to be there every day? No. I mean, you really You don't.
And you know, sometimes
You
life
know.
happens in such a cluster because I know for me, like when it's one thing, there's never just one thing.
Mm-hmm.
When shit start tumbling downhill, it's always in threes or more, right? But the thing is that because I know how that works, it helps me not to be the victim. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
makes me feel like, oh boy, don't get me wrong, I'm human. I can
Mm-hmm.
feel that way, but
Right. Right.
I don't wallow in it. I may ask, I don't even think I asked that. Why me?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's more of a challenge. It's like, why not me? For me, it's like,
Right.
I know,
Right.
whatever you
Right.
got for me, Satan, I got this. Don't worry about it. It's
Mm.
going to take me a little minute. I'm feeling some type of way. I got my friends that be like, yo, get your life.
You right.
You know
That
what I'm
why
saying?
you, Jazz, you are 100% right.
But
And
they
this-
don't allow me to
Mm.
wallow in the pity and they don't even, damn it, they
Right.
don't give me space to do it. Sometimes I try to be the victim. And then they'll just say something and make me have to come back to myself, which I appreciate my circle.
Right, and that's true, but that's why I said I'm pretty
appreciate 'em.
sure it's times in our lives, even sometimes we might not even think we being a victim. We just sometimes just want to be like, oh, I feel sorry for me, but then it's just like, no, shake it off. Either you gotta tell yourself, shake it off. Honestly, you either gotta tell yourself, or somebody is probably that you close to, or that be like, no, shake that shit off.
Yeah.
Get up, shake it off. So
I mean, you fall and you
Right.
start your knees and it hurt a little bit. You're a
Right,
victim
right.
of the fall, but you got to get back up
Right.
at some point, you
Right.
know. And everybody you say, look at my boo-boo, they ain't gonna be
Right.
like, oh, let me kiss it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
They be like,
right.
man, shake that off. That ain't nothing, And then you do have to snap back into reality and be like, you know what? They right. They suck because their delivery is harsh.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But they're right, and they do mean, they mean you well.
Right. Okay, so here's some ways to get out of stop feeling like the victim. And these are something that we talked about, and these is even something that some ways that you may even know within yourself that you experience. Number 1 says stop blaming others. We already said that. Stop blaming others. Stop blaming others. So we blame people who we don't even have no connection with. The person in the line. The reason why you was late to the rehearsal for your child because the person had 10 items in the express line, but
it said
had
9.
20, but it's only 15. Well, if it wasn't for her having an extra 5 items, I would have made it. No,
people items
no. I would have been here on time. No, I mean sometimes. No, listen, no, I'm serious, y'all. Sometimes, we could plan ahead. We're gonna plan ahead, but then we can. But sometimes it's a reason why we had that delay. It's a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why you planned out your whole day, and you said, "I'm gonna leave on time. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that." And you like, why am I still late? It's a reason. So don't look at that as you being, I'm a victim now.
Yeah, co-workers, if y'all watching,
no,
I plan out my
that.
whole day, and if I'm late, that is why.
No, and I'm saying that that's a little gesture of being a victim, but it's really not, because we do blame stuff on other people because of traffic, because of, not making enough money. This is why my bills is behind. No, I mean, either you're not managing right, or maybe find another better job, or what? Stop.
Or get some extra.
Yeah, you're complaining. Stop.
Exhaust your options before
if
you
you
become a victim.
are okay with certain things in your life, stop being the victim.
Yeah.
Stop blaming others for why this is late, or why you stuck in traffic, why you was late for work, why your kids this, why that. I don't know. I'm just saying, stop. So stop blaming others. Be compassionate to yourself. Yes. So just as much as you compassionate to others, be compassionate to yourself.
Yeah, because sometimes we are our own worst critic, and we are harsh on ourselves, and sometimes in that victim role, we begin to blame ourselves for whatever happened.
Right.
And that's how a lot of people do end up becoming a victim, because they blame themselves so much that it spills out. And, like I said, they tell the story, but they blame themselves for the story. And they
Mhm.
like that, no, it's not your fault. You know, they like that feeling. So, I mean, I can honestly see how being more compassionate to yourself
Right.
will, you know, help you stop being a victim. You know, stop internalizing and stop thinking everything is your fault. Which that is something that I have to work on too, because I internalize a lot of stuff.
But then sometimes too, we do we can bring stuff on ourselves.
Right.
Right? We can.
Absolutely.
We can. But when we bring it on ourselves, do we realize or recognize that we're bringing it on ourselves?
And
or
when
are we still playing victim?
And when we do bring it on ourselves, are we forgiving ourselves? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
For, okay, I was late this morning and I know I shouldn't have did it, but I forgive myself because I know in my heart of hearts I had good intentions. I've only hit
Right.
snooze once, and normally I'm not late. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, it's just forgiving yourself for the things, and that's just
Whatever.
speaking on
Right.
a general
Anything.
funny level,
Right.
but it's
Right.
just understanding, like, yes, I may have placed myself in that position, but I allow myself to experience that mistake and I forgive
Right.
myself for it, and now I
Exactly.
know better moving forward.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
exactly. Number 3, practice gratitude. Be grateful.
That's important.
Be grateful. And I mean, I guess where it say be grateful for what you experience.
Be grateful for the lesson that you learned.
Yes.
Because
it
it absolutely sucks. Whatever you experience that make you feel like you're a victim probably absolutely sucks. But it's a lesson that you learned out of that. And what was it? And how will you apply that going forward?
And you have to, in order to get out of it, because everybody don't want to get out of the victim role. But once you get out of it, you will definitely be grateful for that experience.
And you know what, the one that comes to my mind was my child custody battle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? First of all, it was how dare you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You have the audacity. You know, and then it was like, well, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? How dare you? And then it was like, you know what? I learned something out of that no matter what the devil has set up for you, as long as you know who's in control, there's nothing that can be done. There's nothing you can do to me that's going to touch me because I'm already taken care of. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to me, it was about bringing the glory to him. And that's what I did. And that's what made me forgive myself for allowing myself to even think in a victim mentality, as in poor me.
Right. And let me tell you, Jazz, and that's something that's a deep story that you share, where you could have been wanting to be the victim. Because when mothers go through custody battles, when you hear a custody battle between a mother and a father, but when you hear that it's not the mother that's taking the father to court, but it's the father that's taking the mother to court.
When I share this story, y'all,
I'm telling you, it's really that's enough right there. But it's one of those, you don't want to, put people on blast that don't have a say so, or that's not, not here to speak for themselves. But when you know someone and you know that it was out of anger or out of hatred, that's the other person feeling like they the victim. So they got to find some other way to feel empowered. So now they the victim. So I'm going to damage this person, life. This damage this person reputation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
My God, girl.
That's one of those. You could have, actually, with that alone, you could have been, which you was a victim. You really were
a victim of stupidity.
No.
He was stupid.
No. I'm talking about you, where you can use that as
a crutch. Right.
But you use it to help other women. Like, no, yeah,
And
I
it was an
went to court.
empowering moment for me because
Yes.
I knew I was going to have to fight, but I was ready because I'd already been prepared in my life earlier in life before I was even old enough to have a kid. You know, I went through similar things with my people. And I know, you know what I'm saying, the women that raised me. And I know, you know,
Right.
it was certain things that I knew because I had experienced it personally.
Right.
So when it came up for me, it crushed me that I was even put in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it could have made me a victim, but I chose to be victorious because I knew I was ready to fight. I had just bought my house. I was ready to sell it.
Right.
You know, we're going all in. You know,
Right,
so
right.
it was just so many things even with that, and it just let me know that I had to look for the bigger lesson
Right.
in it. You know what I'm saying? Which is to give God his due at all times, and don't take advantage of the moments you have with your children. You know what I'm saying? Don't take that and don't look at them. It's hard, but they're not a burden. They're a blessing.
Right.
And when somebody try to take your blessing from you, make you blink real hard and think of bad things to say. But I'm not, because I'm a better person.
Right. And like I said, you could walk around being angry and be like, oh, you know, I'm the victim. This happened with me 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Nobody got time for that. And again, I'm not taking away what somebody been through. I swear I'm not.
But what are you doing with what you learned in that 5 or 6, you know, 5
and
or 6
if you're
year
still
old
moping
situation?
around like, you know, you gotta pull yourself out of it. Resist self-sabotage. Yes. So stop. It starts there. Stop beating yourself up. And that's what we were just saying. Stop beating yourself. Stop saying, you know, this and this and this. And like I said, when I talk about it with me, I talk about it with passion. I talk about it with like, I'm glad I, you know, experienced that. I'm glad I'm working and still a work in progress. And I reached a certain level where I don't want to be that person no more.
And you don't want to be angry and you don't want to be bad. Saying?
So,
because you've been blessed beyond it. You know what I'm saying? That gratitude thing. You've been blessed beyond it. So why wallow in it?
Yes. Perform an act of kindness to others. Yes, exactly. Do that. Forgive and let go, like Keisha stated earlier. And we had some other few people that stated, forgive, let go. It is what it is. Practice what you preach. Something else Keisha said, if you can't dish it, don't let it out, or something like yes.
If you can dish it, you got to be prepared to take it. And Javi said you have to take ownership. You know what I'm saying? Take ownership for the situation. Take ownership for your part in the situation. Forgive yourself. Forgive the person that may not know or may know, but, you know, choose not to acknowledge. You have to move on for you. When you forgive, it's not for the other person. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize. When I moved to a place of forgiveness with my child custody situation, it wasn't about that person. It was about my son, and it was about me. I was very selfish. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I had to be, because I knew if I let that eat me, it would affect their relationship. Right. You know what I'm saying? I never want that for him. I don't, if his relationship is affected, I want that to be on the pappy and, you know, Jagger's doing. I don't want that to be anything that I have to interfere in. Right. And that's just me being a mom. But thinking outside of me.
Yes, but that goes to show that you did not use that story or what you've been through in your life as being a victim. Because here it is. You still, even after all that, you still allow Jagger to go with his dad. He still gets him for the summer. He still calls every day. He still sees him when he have his award ceremonies, whatever. You know how many women could be like, no, you did this to me or this and that. You know what I'm saying? Where they cannot accept that it was just out of, you know, where you were forgiven. You were the one that was forgiven. But obviously he wasn't the one that's forgiven because he tried to hurt you and used him as being a victim on you.
Silly boy.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you did not stop none of that.
Right. And you know what? And I had to forgive. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're in the position that we are in. That's why now I can be around, I can be in the same room. Right. Because I know that God didn't give me that victory in order for me to relish in that self-sabotaging thought of, oh, woe is me. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I'm
Right.
living okay. I'm doing pretty good. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Right.
He doing all right.
Right.
So now you tried it. That was your last straw. You have nothing that you can really do to me at this point anymore. Right now, you probably thinking of something, but you know,
Right.
who
Right.
knows?
Right. Right.
But you know, it's all about forgiving yourself, forgiving the individual,
Yes. Mm.
and doing it so you can be a better person, so you can move into a better space.
Yes. Build self-confidence. That's the same thing. That's what you just said. Find the source of your learned helplessness. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't know. What's that?
I
Like
was trying to
that's
figure out
one of
what that meant.
those. Find the source of your learned helplessness.
It says chronic long-term victim mentality often finds its source in learned helplessness that was likely experienced in childhood, early adulthood. So basically,
that
I
like
guess it's digging deeper.
Yeah.
Digging deeper to find the source of your victim, your accepting and wanting and needing to be a victim.
Oh, I don't.
Hell yeah, this sounds like you need help.
No, seek help.
Yeah.
I mean, for real, seek help because
sometimes you do have to dig deeper than your situation. Like why and it's been so many things here lately that's making me feel like, why do I feel like this? When we had that event and she told us to go back to the place where we felt safest at when we were a child. And when I went back, I kind of, and I'm still thinking about it like, why in the hell did I feel safest there? Not saying it was my driveway in Sunnyside. And I think I made a post about it. It was my driveway in Sunnyside and it was just me. And mom was standing in the screen watching me play because couldn't play with other kids. I'll leave that alone. but that's where I felt safest at. You know what I'm saying? And now it's making me feel like what made you feel safest there? Was it because she was watching you? Or was it because you knew there was nothing coming in that driveway? You know what I'm saying? Or was it because you was just used to being alone? Like, what made you feel safest? But that's something that I had to, I'm traveling back to figure out why I felt safe there.
And that was good because it really was. It made you go back to, go back to that little girl that you was, or that little boy. And where you felt your safest, where you can bring that out in your adulthood too. What made me feel safe? And I'm not saying this, I swear when I say this, I'm not saying that to be funny, but it's one of those, if that made you feel safe, maybe
I should go home and sit in the driveway.
I'm not saying that, but maybe sometimes when you pull up in front of your car, or when you pull up in front of your door, maybe sometimes sitting in your car may help you. Like if you can sit there and imagine, okay, close your eyes and just say, I'm in front of my driveway. And I'm not saying this for you, I'm just saying for me, because I already shared with you where I felt more safe at.
Right.
And we can, we can build that too in our adulthood.
Our safe haven. And that's what your house is supposed to be. It's supposed to be your safe haven.
You can really build that in your adulthood. If you as a child, think of your safest moments. And you can actually bring that into your childhood if you haven't. And I'm saying that to say, because when we had that event last weekend, like you said, that was really powerful.
Yeah, that was very good. And she was like, and imagine you being an adult. What would you say to that kid? And I was like, oh man. It was really good. Very powerful.
So it said, find the source of your, so shift your mentality from that victim of a survivor. Yes.
Victim to survivor,
yes. Are you a survivor? Are you a victim?
Victim or victorious? Which one are you?
Victim, survivor.
Shit happens. But it's what you do with it.
I'm a survivor. Let me tell you, a survivor of so many things.
Where do you want to begin?
Many things.
Yeah.
So many things. And 10, challenge your perceptions of reality. And I guess that would be that. Challenge your perceptions of reality would be, what you think that means?
What? Challenge your perceptions of reality? basically how you look at the situation.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the reality is the situation. That's what really happened.
Mhm.
But now you have to challenge how and why you feel the way that you feel in that moment. Like,
Right.
why do I, like I said, why do I feel the safest in my driveway? You
Right.
have to, okay, so
Okay.
again, with
Right.
my situation, I had to figure out, why do I feel like a victim of this?
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And what can I do to shift my mentality to stop feeling like a victim?
Mhm.
A victim is somebody that lay down and die. Well,
Mm.
clearly that was not an option.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's one of them things where you have to take what you see in front of you and shape it into something different than what it looks like. And that's kind of what you have to do in life, because reality sometimes sucks really bad, right? And sometimes we got to change our perception. We have to figure out, what lesson are we meant to learn by going through the situation.
Right. So
So
just like you, when you said a victim is to lay there and die, not many victims be able to get up.
yeah,
We live.
yeah.
We victimize. I don't know if that's a word. I don't know.
Oh, did you say
But
re-victimize?
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, is that
I like it.
that a word?
Why
I
not?
don't know. I'm just saying, like,
Or if you know, and when I
I
say lay
mean,
down and die, it's like you just, let
yeah,
life roll you over,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
basically a zombie. You know what I'm saying? You're
Mhm.
just walking dead.
Right.
You know, life happens to you. You don't make life happen. You don't enjoy life. It's just something that you go through day by day. If it's something happened good,
Right.
you won't know because you're so busy being a victim and what happened last week.
Right. And we at some point in our lives, we all experience that. At some point. At some point. Again, like I said, even if you're not blaming somebody within your family, you're probably blaming somebody who don't even know you. You're
Yeah.
still blaming them for something.
But look, let me read this to you before we go. It says, let go of victimhood so you can be free. What if you could successfully weather the storms in life instead of constantly feeling like a ship about to run aground? What if you could positively influence your negative circumstance instead of passively accepting defeat? What if you could experience gratitude or even joy in the midst of pain and sorrow? You can achieve all this, and you have the power, more power than you realize. Claim your power by committing to practice these steps every day. Don't underestimate or undermine your power. So the 10 things that we gave you to help you stop feeling like a victim, I hope you wrote them down. And if you didn't, and it may not even be for you. I'm not saying you feel like a victim. You know what I'm saying? But we are put here to help others in some form or fashion, whether you like it or not. So pass it on. Matter of fact, share this video.
Mm-hmm.
Like it too. A couple hearts to do. That'd be great.
Right.
But
Because it could be,
yeah.
and even like it don't mean that years down the line that we can go through something and we go back into or feeling like we the victim. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the situation, but don't live in that moment. Don't live in that moment. So we are about to close, but we have a few things that we need to share. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes,
and
thank you
with
all.
your
Thank
comments.
you.
The
Javi,
first thing
Ali, thank you.
is
Miss Ford.
we've been sharing the coat drive. So please, if you can donate a coat for men, women, and children that's in good condition, because we already know how the winter is going to be. It's already
Yes.
cold nights.
Mm-hmm.
Hat, scarf, vest, sweatpants.
Gloves,
I know
thermals.
she said coats, but you know what? At the end of the day, whatever
Winter
you
wear.
whatever you can donate, please hit us up. Let us know. We will come and pick it up.
Yeah.
We can meet.
Even I think she even got drop off locations.
Yeah, she has drop off locations, but if you don't have the time of the day, we will come and pick it up.
Yep.
Also, we are doing the Comforters of Love with Operations of Angels at the Women's Shepherd Cove Shelter.
Yes.
We are going to gift 92 women and children with comforters, twin comforters. I mean, if you can do sheets,
that'd be great.
That'd be great, but if not, just to comfort us, because we already know at the end of the day, laying in our bed after a hard work day as grown-ups, as women, as just people, the best place to lay is where? In your bed.
Under something cozy.
Yes. And we just know them cold nights. So please.
And they are definitely on the way.
Please help.
Yes. Yep.
And then the last drum roll Friday night. I'm gonna say this first because I'm like, wow. Friday night, please join us at 7:30 because we are going to be having a gender reveal for Jasmine. Yeah, she is expecting. I don't know if y'all can
something.
see
Y'all
it. I
probably
don't know
can't
if
see it.
y'all
Y'all
can
probably
see
can't see it. I ain't gonna show y'all
But
yet.
yes, Jasmine is expecting.
I am, guys.
She is 4 months.
Yes, I am. The
So-
oldest mom in America.
So,
Geriatric Jazz is having a baby.
so we were trying to keep it a secret as long as we can.
Yes.
But it's no more a secret. So
It's out there.
Friday, we
Yes.
are going to put out there what she's having.
Yes.
Just to, just share it. She just want to share it to the world with her
Yes.
family and everything
Share
like
with
that.
my Jetsons family. Share
So
with
we
you
are
all.
going to have a little jazzer.
Yes.
Now, mind you, I said jazzer.
Not
She don't know
Jagger.
what she
I already
has.
got a Jagger.
I know what she
I'm
has.
having a girl.
So y'all tune in Friday
Having a
if y'all
girl.
really want to know what she has. But yes, so that was the special announcement.
Yes,
we
yes,
are
yes.
going to welcome a little baby to the JT Ladies Lounge. Because y'all already know about my daughter Maya. Y'all know about Jonathan. Y'all know about Jagger. So now y'all going to hear the stories about
Jazzer.
Jazzer. But thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you all so much. Love you.
it, comments, and everything. Like, comment, and share.
Yes.
See y'all
Bye,
Friday.
guys. Friday, if you can tune in. If not, we're going to tell y'all what it is on Sunday. All right. See y'all later. Bye.
Bye.